February 14, 1929, the year of the Black Bottom, 6-day bicycle races, flagpole sitting, and the first flight from Paris to New York. Mickey Mouse makes his screen debut, and Herbert Hoover is inaugurated as the 31st president with the words, "We in America today are nearer to the final triumph over poverty than ever before in any land." 6 months later, the New York stock market will crash and bring about the greatest depression in world history. In the city of Chicago, the time is 10:25 a.m. The temperature, 18 above zero.
God!
On Earth we have 7 billion people at present, and they are organized geographically by where they happen to be, and there are different methods used on Earth for governing people. We have some authoritarian governments, communist governments, we have Islamic governments, we have capitalism, democracy. And capitalism is an economic system that is employed by the West. It is employed by the United States. The St. Valentines Day Massacre speaks about a slice of American history. Within the capitalist system, in its ideal form, in its model form, if it were working perfectly theoretically as designed and written in books, there would be a system that accommodated more people than it does now.
In the years following the passage of the National Prohibition Act of 1920, the nation's underworld rises to power and battles amongst itself, just as modern nations and corporations do. Open periods of gang warfare are followed by peace treaties and attempts at consolidation and monopoly, each of which is shattered as new warfare erupts in quest of the booming bootlegging and vice profits. By 1929, the gangs of Chicago operate 21,207 speakeasies, and their gross income reaches $357 million. 618 members of the city's underworld are murdered within 9 years. Corruption extends from the mayor's office to the humblest side street speakeasy.
Tell your lousy sister to keep my lousy mouth shut, but do me a favor, will you? I mean, just to give our tonsils a break. Two beers. Nice place you got here. Thanks. Do a nice business, huh? Pays the rent. What are you trying to do? Poison me? You don't like the beer, mister. You don't have to pay for it. Well, now, ain't you the cat's pajamas? You hear that, Jimmy? Bright Eyes here says we don't have to pay for this slop. My mistake. Oh, that's okay. Anybody can make a mistake. Take me. Why, I could even be wrong about your beer. Maybe it's swell, and it's just you got dirty pipes. Happens. Well, now, you know what you got there, Bright Eyes. It's not the pipes at all. It's green beer. Hey, you can smell it. See what I mean?
Peter Gusenberg, born Chicago, Illinois, September 22nd, 1898. Ex-convict, mail robber, burglar, hijacker, professional killer. When at the age of 13 he came home from school to find his mother dead, his first act was to pry the wedding ring from her finger and pawn it. He has been a member of Bugs Moran's North Side Gang for the past 7 years.
There's a concept in economics called leakages. This occurs when a system is not working as it was intended to work, such as when people steal money, or if transactions are not recorded, taxes aren't paid, the government doesn't know about them. These are leakages. These are funds, monies that leak out of the system. Organized crime most definitely represents a massive leakage in that it is effectively business under the table, business off the books, business in violation of laws. There's some capitalist laws that do apply. The price of alcohol or the availability of it was affected due to prohibition in the 1920s. This had an effect on price, this had an effect on profits, and organized crime moved in to take advantage of that.
Younger brother of Peter Gusenberg. Born Chicago, Illinois, October 11, 1902. Burglar, car thief, extortionist, professional gunman. Member of the North Side Gang for the past 9 years. He is married to 2 women simultaneously, but lives with neither. Capone, alias Al Capone, alias Al Brown, born Castellamare, Italy, January 6, 1899. No criminal record. Raised in a Brooklyn slum, he has migrated to Illinois early in 1919. Shrewd, ambitious, and utterly ruthless, Capone in 6 short years has climbed from the status of saloon bouncer to become unchallenged leader of Chicago's most powerful underworld organization. To his associates, he is the big fella. To the public, he is Scarface Al Capone.
Thank you, Mr. Capone.
I put Cermak in the mayor's office, and we're going to lose $20 million a year.
That's a waste of dough. We bought one of them. He loses out, we buy the next one.
You don't know Tony Cermak, Frank?
Charles the Fixer Fischetti, born Castellamare, Italy, August 11, 1891. A second cousin to Al Capone, Fischetti acts as chairman at executive meetings. He is a heavy drinker, but never drunk. His principal value to the organization is his ability to suborn political leaders and public officials on both state and city levels. He will be murdered on April 7, 1951.
Al Capone is one of a number of figures that has risen over the decades, that has shown up in American society from time to time, that had more control, more effectiveness running organized crime than others. He was a major figure to deal with during his time, to the point where government had partially been suborned by the same money being facilitated through organized crime.
Any trouble with the cops?
No. One time, yes. They tell me I'm moving the stolen goods. I say I do not know this.
Caro Don Giuseppe, alla salute.
Alla tua.
Pasqualino, che è successo? Dio mio! Mio marito è ammazzato! Aiuto!
Face that wall.
But when the St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred, breached what was allowable, what was acceptable, and it wasn't long after that time that Al Capone was brought down and organized crime was placed more in check.
A few hours after the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, the newspapers managed to locate Moran, something the police have not yet been able to do.
Mr. Moran, a lot of people around town were saying it was actually the police who killed those 7 men. Do you think it's possible?
You must be new around here, mister. Only Al Capone kills like that.
Public indignation at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre brings to a halt the most notorious era of open gang warfare in American history. Later in the century, the gangs will rebuild so that by the 1960s their power will be far above that of the 20s. Once more, law enforcement agencies will be aware of the names of the syndicate leaders, and once more they will not prosecute them, awaiting perhaps the moment when the public will demand, as it did in 1929, that the criminals be brought to justice. No one is ever brought to trial for the slaughter of the 7 men in this garage, but within 19 months, all 4 of the killers will themselves die of violence.
One, two.